Cara Isa Christ, Amok Day, Jane Chokarum, Pyakak. So, cracking on with the mystery of who's Donald Trump talking to within the Islamic regime of Iran. It's looking more and more likely that is Artesh, the National Army of Iran, as opposed to the IRGC, which is the Islamic part of the army. So we'll be breaking down who Artesh are, who they are historically, and why it is significant for this stage of the war that I hope all of you are enjoying the Iran war from the comfort of your own home. This is my favorite war ever. How's it going, Annie, Michael, Mary, what's the crack? I mostly say hello to the names I can pronounce. So, the position of Artesh, Iran's conventional army, it is the X factor in the current revolutionary climate. While regime relies on the IRGC, the Islamic Republican Guard Corps, and Bajit for internal suppression, Artesh is historically more neutral, and some of our Iranian friends, in the future I will hopefully one day be able to do my live shows without flaws, without things collapsing on me while I'm doing things live. It's like, yeah, cool. According to my Iranian friends, they're telling me reasons why I wouldn't really trust them too much, because there is some ideological leadership put into Artesh, but I will be addressing that in my show as I wait for ages to get my information back up on my screen as it's gone. Thank you Google for doing this to me in the middle of a live show. It's like, come on, Google. See, I use AI agents to scrape data live and analyzing documents, and the UI for Gemini is a bit annoying. Like, I'm looking at it on my screen, and then when I want to collapse it and make the information more narrow, it brings me straight back up to the top, and I'm like, it's like weeks work of information. I've scrolled it back down. But alas, this is what happens when you do things live. So historically, the Artesh, the conventional army of Iran, are supposed to be neutral. In February 1979, it was the Artesh Supreme Council's declaration of neutrality that ended the Shah's regime. So basically, when the revolution was kicking off in the 70s, Artesh didn't get involved, and that was one of the reasons why the Shah lost. I'm pro Shah. The music was objectively better under the Shah. That is why I like the Shah. So the protesters in Tehran have been documented chanting Artesh support. So Iranian people in Iran are calling for Artesh to support the Iranian protesters. And I'd say most likely it'd be more like Artesh will help at the end as opposed to at the start or the middle. So we're starting to see a rift between Artesh and the IRGC. There is what they call the bullet crisis, where Artesh each member of Artesh are only given 20 bullets, right? So it's defend our country with 20 bullets. So the IRGC already don't trust Artesh, right? The conventional army of Iran. There is some disturbing intelligence suggesting that when Artesh soldiers get wounded, they're not getting their medical attention in the hospitals, and there's blood shortages, and they're basically taking the medical supplies from Artesh and keeping it for the IRGC, which isn't nice. So the IRGC is like gutting their resources, keeping it for themselves. And they only have 20 bullets. Oh, 20 bullets per 2 soldiers. So for every 2 soldiers Artesh, they have 20 bullets. So that's 10 bullets per soldier. So it's like, yeah. They're calling this a logistical apartheid. So analysis shows that the chances of Artesh defecting and supporting US and Israel liberating Iran and supporting the revolution is high, but conditional, because Artesh can't be involved in a revolution that loses, and be involved in a revolution that wins. So there's been reports since January of passive non-compliance from Iran's conventional army. They're refusing orders to deploy against protesters in urban centers, claiming it's not their job, and their job is just to protect the infrastructure from when they're actually being invaded. So if the IRGC lose control totally, Artesh could swoop in, take control of the infrastructure under the guise of, hey, we're trying to restore order, but then maybe support the opposition government. And we'll have a free and democratic Iran. So the structural... So that would be a coup, basically. So that'd be Artesh supporting a coup. So there is structural barriers. Every Artesh unit has a dedicated ideological political officer. My Iranian friends were mentioning this to me today. So they IRGC have implanted top-end officers to make sure that Artesh are following the ideology of the Islamic regime. The IRGC obviously have more control over like the missiles, the drones, the big heavy weapons, whereas Artesh is limited to ground forces and air defenses. So that is why we're calling Artesh the Wildcard. The reports are that it is Artesh that has been talking to Donald Trump about defecting. I guess the Shah of Iran has also been saying this. He's been saying that there's many people in Artesh. So maybe Artesh will just support the Shah, and there you have it. There'll be a new democratic and free Iran. Unless the IRGC is successful in gutting their medical resources, their ammunition, and those ideological offices working. But apparently Artesh people tend to be less Islamic than average. So what would that mean for oil prices? Well, obviously the status quo, if the status quo remains, oil prices will remain high. If Iran collapses completely and their energy resources are destroyed, oil prices will go beyond $160 per barrel. Best case scenario for everyone, that Artesh intervenes, helps with implementing a democratic and free Iran, and we'll see oil prices go below $90 per barrel. That is the best case scenario. And we will see cheaper oil prices, cheaper fertilizer, and there will be less of a shock, or there won't be a shock to Ireland's agriculture economy if this situation is sorted out by the summer. Are you American? No, I'm Irish. Can you not tell by my Irish flags? You can kind of see the third flag. I've got 3 Irish flags. So according to the Irish media, to the Irish Islamic regime, I'm a triple racist. I have an Irish flag outside my home, so I'm a quadruple racist. The amount of Irish flags I have at home. What other comments do I have? Who the hell pays you, bro? Tech companies? It's so funny. I'm not even going to look up who Jack from Ireland is. Jack from Ireland. Yeah, just stupid Paddy. Very, very disappointing. Ireland is very disappointing at the moment. Like, we're meant to be a revolutionary country. We should be supporting the people of Iran overthrowing the Islamic regime and having a free and democratic Iran. But instead, our politicians are cheerleading a Islamic regime in Ireland, and Arabs have started stabbing Irish people en masse since the Intifada started in 2023. So, like this whole thing of we're revolutionary. Let's support a massive regime of 1 billion people enslaving the planet. Like, no, Paddy. She join the Crusades. Join the Crusades. Join the Immortal Guard. Free the American people from Israel. It's like, bro, America is like 30 times the size of Israel. America isn't being controlled by the Jews. You absolute idiot. You're an absolute idiot if you believe in these conspiracy theories of America being controlled by the Jews. You are by definition an idiot. Like let's have a conversation about central banking regulations and inflation caused by fractional reserve banking. And these idiots will just go, oh yeah, the Jews. Oh yeah, the Jews. No, man, it's not the Jews controlling the banking system. You willingly choose to use your dollars and engage in a system knowing that your savings account will be drained over a period of, like, say, 10 years. You choose that because you're a weak idiot and you blame Jews because you are weak. Weak, stupid, and selfish. That is wrong with you, Hans and Jack. Free Palestine. Free Palestine. Yeah, buddy, Michael, Palestine is really free along the coast right now. It's like empty. You could go to the Board of Peace and buy a free plot of land now. It's very free right now. What a bunch of idiots. I'm giving here you important information about who is helping topple the regime in Iran. And you're like, free Palestine. The Jews control everything. Bunch of idiots. But there you go. If you're wondering who Trump has been talking to, it's not the Speaker of Parliament. It's not the Minister of Foreign Affairs. It looks like what the Shah has been saying for the past couple of months. That, yeah, members of the conventional Iranian army are defecting to the US. So I'm looking forward to two things. What's going to happen tomorrow? Will Trump be able to seize control over Kurd Islands? I don't want to see any energy infrastructure destroyed. I support the war effort, but I'm also a greedy capitalist. I want cheap oil, not expensive oil. But let's see what happens tomorrow. Maybe the whole, Artesh defecting to the revolution, to the Immortal Guard, and that's the end of the war by Sunday. And if the war isn't over by Sunday, I'll be outside the Iranian embassy, Black Rock, 2 p.m., calling for the Iranian embassy to be closed down because the Iranian embassy in Ireland is the headquarters of the IRGC in Ireland, and the IRGC are selling cocaine to Ireland through the Wexford port, talking about millions of euros worth of cocaine being sold from Iran through Wexford to Ireland. And you can see it is destabilizing politics in Ireland. You can see our politicians supporting Hezbollah, Hamas, Palestinian crap. It's all being funded by Iran selling cocaine to Ireland. The amount of cocaine being funneled through Ireland, like into scale, there's more cocaine being sold in Ireland in terms of price, not volume, because cocaine in Ireland is very expensive. In terms of price, the cocaine market in Ireland is bigger than the cocaine market in all of the United States. Ireland is now, because it is a focal point for Islamic terrorists such as the IRGC and the Muslim Brotherhood, that Ireland is a massive choke point selling cocaine from Iran, Colombia to the rest of to the rest of Europe. So with the money that Iran makes from selling cocaine through Ireland, they're able to fund the Palestinian crap. Hezbollah, who have killed Private Sean Rooney, and Hamas, who murdered an Irishman's wife and kidnapped his daughter, and murdered numerous Israelis who have Irish descent. So that is why I support the Iranian Revolution, toppling the Islamic regime, thus closing down some of the cocaine trade routes in Ireland, thus collapsing some of the Islamic terror groups around the world, thus making the world more stable, and thus bringing down oil prices, and thus making food cheaper. We will have cheaper coffee due to a free Iran. So there you go. Thank you for listening. I feel like I've improved my live TikTok skills by 1 degree today. And we'll slowly try and make this a better setup. And now I have to go back and do actual work, and involves getting paid. And I love ending all of my live segments with a prayer in Irish. In Adam on R, August on Vic, August on Spiro Neve, Amen. Nahar, a Tor or Neve, good name for it to Adam, good chok for the Ria, good dainter to hell, Talv mar dainter Neve, Nar lahu Tor din in you, August mot dinne Vieke, mar dinne, dar weg de fein, ach, na lik shin et kao, ach ser shin o olk, Amen. Rev Mark Mafina. Ooh, ah, up the shy. Say, 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 ooh, ah, up the shy.